Hi Sagittarius, this is your forecast for the month of October 2017. If you have visited me before, I'd like to thank you for returning, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. This is a general reading for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, or Sagittarius Moon. It might also be helpful for you to watch your rising and moon sign as well. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/thealchemistastrologer, where you can find on-demand pages with love, finance, and other readings. So Sagittarius, this first week you have a major card, so this is an important week for you. So this is going to be an emotional week where probably you will be experiencing some fluctuations in mood. There's a hidden influence taking place, something perhaps going on behind the scenes. For some of you, this is going to center around mother figures or children, or being creative or visionary in some way. For others of you, this is going to be delving into the emotional, the psychological. For some of you, you're going to travel. For some of you, this may center around domestic affairs or food or practicalities. And for some of you, this is going to operate in the negative, where you're dealing with some kind of deception or betrayal or deceit. So this is a week where you're going to be taking a close look at something, and you're going to be examining situations to get to the truth of a situation. So you're going to have to be brutally honest and also remain vigilant. This could be a week where you have some escapist tendencies, where you want to avoid something. But this is the time to deal with yourself or a situation or other people. And again, you're very emotional and intuitive this week. You're tapping into consciousness, and you're highly intuitive in your connection with other people. And so these fluctuating moods could go anywhere from depression to irritability to being suspicious or anxious, because on a gut level, you sense something on the horizon, something upsetting, something unsettling, and you may be hearing some bad news from someone or about somebody. And whatever you're dealing with is also going to affect you physically. So you may be more prone to getting upset, having some nervous tension, dealing with some stress-related illnesses. And so you're having to monitor your emotions, your moods. Now, for some of you, again, you're dealing with the darker aspects of yourself or another person. And maybe you're dealing with, liars, or people who are not what they appear to be, or somebody who's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or somebody who is embezzling. In some cases, you're dealing with, something unrealistic or impractical. For a few of you, you're thinking about, there's some kind of dealing that you have as an animal lover. So again, you're looking at things, you're trying to pinpoint, where your sense of urgency or distress is coming from. And you're also needing to be needed this week. So you may be more vulnerable. You may feel some sense of insecurity. And so when people say things, you really take it to heart or personally, and maybe you feel like they're criticizing you. So this is a week where you're dealing with the shadow part, the hidden aspects of yourself, another person or situation, and you're also dealing with fears, or where somebody may have been deceptive. Maybe you're deceiving yourself, or you're dealing with that in another person, and you're dealing with some illusions. So this is a week for you to stay true to the course and acknowledge those fears. This is a week to, step into the light, create some beneficial changes, and try to shed light on a situation that may be puzzling. It could be that there are some, again, hidden forces at work, something instinctually going on, or perhaps you're dealing with some past conditioning. But there's something mysterious or unknown. However, if there have been some secrets, either yours or others, those are likely to be revealed this week. So you may be dealing with covert motives, dark secrets, or some kind of warning that arrives for you, or your hidden fears, or again, some worries about health. Whatever it is, the way to move past it is not to avoid it, but in some cases, periodically step back. Do something that brings you some joy, some sense of peace, whatever that may be, whether that is taking a walk, listening to some music, connecting with friends who make you feel good, whatever it is. These moments of peace and quiet will give you some answers. Now, for those of you who are remaining in self-defeating situations where you're not pulling those rose-colored glasses off, you're operating in denial, you're going to have to face the truth about where you've been hurting yourself with regard to your job, your health, your relationships, where you've been participating in self-defeating cycles, where you've been allowing your fear or your anger or your resentment to work against opportunities that could improve things for you. So this is not a week to allow your emotions to overwhelm you. If you have some concerns or some worries, try to keep proper perspective. Don't allow that to overwhelm you, because that's actually going to work against you. It's counterproductive. Now, the second week, you have perhaps some assistance arriving. Maybe you're working as part of a team, or you're working with others, the goal of which is to improve a situation, to get a plan, a blueprint, a guideline to follow. And for some of you, maybe you're getting some public assistance. Maybe this is coming in the form of some kind of social service system, or perhaps you're working with the public. Maybe you're providing assistance to the public. Some of you, maybe you're working with children or issues surrounding food or mother figures. But this is a week where you're going to want to focus on improving your skills, doing a job well done, and you may be focused on your talents. This may come about through trying to get some type of expertise or certification or some degree or something to do with your profession, something that would give you more rank or more skill or expertise. You want to have strong abilities in whatever it is you're doing. And it could also come with a chance to earn more money. So this could be a week where you are beginning to see the reward of what you're doing. For some of you, change is taking place through a change in job or residence. And for some of you, if you got that bit of bad news or something unsettling occurred, it may tie to the past, to your ancestry. Perhaps having to let go of something. Maybe you're mourning something. For some of you, you're tapping into your intuition and you're getting some spirit messages. So for those of you who are dealing with emotional or psychological issues and you're trying to have some type of breakthrough, you may be wading through something and realizing that perhaps circumstances or the people around you who are insecure or emotionally dependent or codependent, maybe that's what's been bogging you down, what's been blocking your progress. And so if you're having to deal with a lot of needy personalities or people who are insecure, you may feel that you're not making the progress that you could because of your circumstances. And this could be a week where if some secrets were revealed, there could be some accusations that come up. Maybe somebody's been misrepresenting materially or emotionally. Again, you could have been dealing with some hidden enemies, or there could have been liars or swindlers or imposters. It could be that there's been some infidelity. Whatever it is, there's a situation that has made you insecure or uncertain or caused some doubt. And you're trying to get clear on it. And this is a week where you're looking at both the strengths and the flaws of a situation. And you're starting to see something more clearly based on what has come up. And so if you're working through things and, you feel a sense of purpose, you know where you're headed, you know what you have to do, then this could be a week where you take something to the next level, or you launch something, or you establish yourself as far as your work. So you're wrapping some things up. You're concluding some matters, some projects, some studies, and you're focused on being more efficient. You have a game plan now to move forward. Now, the third week, you're working hard at something. For some of you, you've got a lot of plans, a lot of ambitions, and you're moving forward. Now, you may be feeling as if you're doing a lot of work and you're not getting very much return on something. Something may be very laboring for you. For some of you, if you were changing residence, maybe you are moving something. But there's a sense that there's a burden, or being overworked, or perhaps having too much on your plate. So you may be dealing with some unreasonable obligations. Maybe you've taken on too much, or you're feeling the pressure of your circumstances, or you don't have very much control over what's happening, perhaps because you've overextended yourself and now you're struggling with something. So for some of you, you are working with the information that you've received. You're opening yourself up to your higher self. You're getting some knowledge, some truth, and you're seeking some inner peace, perhaps getting some guidance as well. For some of you, you may be getting assistance with your burdens. Maybe there's some relief from some difficult circumstances, and those are being lifted. Maybe now you're getting some small gains. Perhaps you are, dealing with something where your efforts are starting to produce some small bit of gain for you. For some of you, you are needing to seek some guidance. You're grappling with your endurance level. You're at a crossroad and you really don't know if you can take on any more stress, any more tension, any other difficult situations. And this is going to be a week, though, where if you take the assistance being offered or the information that you've received, some enlightenment, you have the opportunity to make some changes that can redirect the course of your life for the better. Now, if you're working with others, you may be offering them that opportunity. Whatever it is, there could be situations where somebody is blowing something out of proportion. They're overstating their case, or they're attaching too much intensity to circumstances. And in fact, that's what's draining the energy rather than the problem itself. So this is a week to welcome change, to do things that could improve your situation, whether that's changing the way you look, the way you feel, the way you work, the way you think. And again, you may need to let go of some things, let go of some of your plans, some of your ambitions, maybe delegate more, release some of those responsibilities, or just the burden of your attitude, so that you can create a space for something good to come in. Now, for those of you who are resistant to getting assistance, or resistant to some truth, or you're still stuck in self-denial, you're going to remain in a rut. And it's going to cause you to overextend yourself in ways where you have to let yourself down, or you have to break a promise to another person. And if you couldn't get past those negative moods, you're going to be very cynical this week and apprehensive. And that is going to cause you, again, to blow something out of proportion, to misconstrue the facts, and in effect create more problems mentally than actually exist. Now, the last week you have water energy. This could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this queen. And because you're ending on a court card, the outcome may rest on this queen. So this is somebody who can be creative. So again, we have the moon operating as an artist, as a visionary, as, some creative or artistic pursuit or endeavor. So somebody may be getting assistance or working on something creative. For some of you, this is about tapping into the psychological or the psyche or the unconscious. So you may be connecting to someone who is psychic or perhaps very intuitive, or you may be working with somebody who counsels emotionally or psychologically, or you may be doing that yourself. For others of you, if this is somebody who's creative, who works with food, perhaps there are issues where somebody is, working on, maybe they're working as a chef or in a restaurant, or perhaps there's counseling because of resistance to food, or somebody's having some digestive issues, they're having some food allergies. For some of you, maybe you're getting some assistance, you were working to improve your property, maybe there was some water damage, and maybe that's why public assistance or dealing with social services is important. Some of you are working with children, or some of you are resistant to working with children. Some of you are resistant to being a mother. Some of you are dealing with mother-child issues, or there's some emotional counseling taking place. So this is a week where this queen's traits are important, that of nurturing, listening, being intuitive, being creative. And she has the possibility to create harmony or disharmony, depending on what her goal is. So this is a week where you may be feeling deeply, or you're connecting with someone who does. This queen is devoted. She could be a nurse. She could be a good listener. She could be a social worker. She's creating help, understanding. She's offering her help through her intuition and her care and her compassion. This could be somebody who's very capable of mysticism or prophecy, or tapping into her intuition or using her keen perception. Again, she's intensely emotional, she's loyal, but in some cases, especially where there's been resistance or self-denial or self-sabotage, this is somebody who may be too easily influenced. And so in that case, maybe she's loving too much, or maybe she's an enabler, or she's got some kind of addiction or some kind of mental health challenge. Maybe she's unreliable, or she's, in the extreme negative, she's unsympathetic, or she's an abuser of some type of substance. She's dominated by her emotions. Whatever it is, this is going to be a week where you are going to want to strengthen your ability to retain control of something, or to get control of something, whether that's a situation or relationship that you feel is very important for your ongoing stability. So again, this is a week that focuses on giving or receiving, deep feeling, nurturing, sensitivity, creativity, or intuition. There could be strong ties to home or family. And this relationship with this person could be something that creates a positive impact on the life, whether that's you offering it or you receiving it. But if she's operating negatively, then she's a disruptive force. Whatever it is, this is going to be a week where you gain some type of revelation. And again, that moon indicates that some secrets or hidden situations are going to be revealed. You gain a new perspective this week. There's some new information and greater self-awareness, whether that's you offering it up or perhaps you receiving that. This could be a week where if you've been resistant to some psychological changes or coming to terms with some emotional self-defeating patterns you have, it may be necessary to think outside of the box. Now, the underlying energy is the Six of Cups, so there's a strong tie to the past. So again, it could be the past conditioning, dealing with children, could be, family values, or maybe you're reconnecting to your old friends or renewing some old ties, rekindling love. But there's a sense of nostalgia, and in the best of worlds, goodwill, reciprocity, people sharing their heartfelt love for one another. You could be receiving some gifts this month. There could be issues where you're dealing with some type of maybe an inheritance or a karmic tie. For some of you, there's some job changes, maybe a job offer. But whatever it is, you are, again, taking a closer look at something and measuring your progress, how far you've come in relation to the past. And after that examination, you may decide that you are truly blessed in a situation. You may have situations that provide you the opportunity to prove yourself or vindicate yourself, or again to receive appreciation or to express yourself in some way. The things that you've done, the ways that you've helped others in the past could come back for you in a good way. And many of you, you're going to have experiences that feel very familiar, many things that are inexplicable, things that, where your intuition is scarily accurate, or you feel like something has happened before. It's a deja vu experience, or your dreams are giving you some messages. In fact, your dreams are going to be very important this month. That inner landscape is emphasized, the emotional, the psychological, the intuitive. You may be focused on your aspirations, and again, that may come through travel. And because this has a tie to the past and nostalgia, you are definitely going to hear from someone or about someone connected to your past. And those opportunities or doorways that you thought were closed can open for you this month, especially if you're open to making some changes. But for those of you who are caught up in denial, or there's some type of illicit or evasive or deceptive situation taking place, this could be the month where a past indiscretion, an error in judgment, a mistake, an oversight, and even a medical issue could come back to haunt you. So in those situations, you're going to hear from somebody, or you're going to need to contact somebody that you probably don't want to deal with. You could be dealing with situations where you have been unrealistic about something, especially if you've been in denial. Maybe you're living in the past and you're trying to hold on to that, or you've been unwilling to adapt to a situation that has changed. For those of you who have issues connected to children, this may relate to, being unable to cut those apron strings. So some of you are dealing with situations where, an old lover and the repercussions of that emotional tie are coming back to bite you. So this is something about the past, or perhaps an expectation that is postponed or delayed. Maybe there's some worries connected to children, or you're just needing to get past some outmoded beliefs and values that you have. So the past is playing a strong role in the present, and there could be some thoughts entering into your psyche that, you don't even want to deal with, but have arrived so that you can handle what's here in the now and chart a better course for your future. Now, this is going to be an emotional month for you, and it's going to give you the opportunity to clarify something, to improve something, to repair something, to better understand something so that you can operate more efficiently, in your daily affairs and with your life. And it's also going to focus on your partnerships and how attached you are to your ideas, to possessions, to people, and whether that investment is paying off. And whatever you discover this month is either going to move you closer to someone or it's going to move you further away from someone. So for many of you, there's going to be a factor that is divisive. There's going to be unrest in a situation where somebody's going to have to take over and enforce some kind of order. There could be some conflicts, some debates where it's very difficult to find a resolution, but it's necessary because people are suffering in the meantime. So there's some indecision that directly relates to the second week, that 3 of Pentacles, working with others, getting assistance or offering it, and getting clear on what's not working. And someone may be, trying to accept a situation for what it is, but yet they're still grappling with what they want it to be, that sense of denial. So it's extremely difficult for them to accept reality. So there could be issues of confusion, uncertainty, where it may be helpful where someone steps in who is experienced, who can act as a mentor or an authority to help. And again, this could be related to issues of recovery from addiction or being involved in some kind of support group or system. All right, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.